May 24th, 2025. How's it going, guys? Well, it's a Memorial Day weekend and lots going on. This, I ran out of SD space on all my SD cards, so I'm going to have to start showing some of this stuff now. Last night, coming back from Liberty up there, and up there by the casino by Ameristar. Ameristar did win a little bit last night, though. But this down on 23rd Street when we come back, and this guy, this homeless guy, boy, he was giving these two Independence police officers some problems. And there was another one dispatch on the way to try to deal with this guy. Now, I don't know if I can bring this in. I think you can see it. This guy, he was shaking his head and moving around right over here. And this was not good. Now, this was yesterday evening when we come back. And a lot of stuff going on here in Kansas City. Oh, a lot of stuff. And Independence and the rest here. But this was at Casey's. And got several other things I'm going to show you real quick between last night and today, so I can dump some of this out of my SD cards, because there's just too much stuff going on. Got to have stuff to be able to record, you know, guys. Hold on. Oh, yeah, and before I forget, before I jump too far ahead, down here at the old Fiska station, there was still stuff going on. Now, there was one guy that was moving along here, back up through here, but what I found interesting, when you get up here to the station, see if I can, I don't know if we can see it very good. There, right where I got my cursor, is a guy sitting out on the driveway. And I found that kind of odd, too. Now, there wasn't a buffalo stance over here and a pile of cars, but this guy was out on the driveway, sitting on it. And that's just, I don't know, out in the middle of the road, out there on the driveway at the filling station. I don't know, guys. Now, hold on. All right, so last night when we turned up here at a Chrysler and 23rd Street, there was a black guy. And there's a couple of those guys still hanging. There's still one of them that still rides one of those bikes over there hanging out in front. Now, why they would allow this two guys to hang out in front, because like I say, they were dealing drugs and stuff out in front of this convenience store. This is a couple years back at San Caligon when we went by. Actually seen the exchange with my own two eyes. But there's a black guy. He was walking the parking lot of the convenience store up here. Now this is what is this? Is this BP or is this whatever it is here? But let me see if I can bring this in. Let's see now. Right where you see my cursor is a black guy. He was walking around back and forth. And this guy, he just, I don't know, it didn't look too kosher on all this. Because they deal down here. And not good. So let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit more. See if freeze that. This guy, he's walking the parking lot. And not good. I mean, this just did not look good. And this is also where the biker, and I told you that one gal looked like a hooker over there, was on the back side a few weeks back. I mean, you know, you can't make this stuff up here. Now, this is right here in Independence here in Kansas City. So hold on. All right, guys, so I had to go to the bank today. I had some change also wanted to put in the bank. And, you know, it never amazes me when I get over to U.S. Bank. And things I've seen over the last several years from like when, you know, we had the plague here or whatever. And, you know, we've had a lot of stuff going on and a lot of people cross the border, you know. A lot of them got credit cards, you know, with lots of money on them. What I find interesting is I've had these people in front of me, and a lot of them are Latin and stuff, and when they go in and take out like $10,000 at a chunk, you know, $10,000 at a chunk at a time. I made a comment a while back. We did a YouTube video. I think it's, I don't know how long it's been now. But this one guy, he couldn't even, the teller asking for his driver's license and asking what his name was. And he couldn't even say his name. He had to hold his driver's license up and said, you can read it, basically, to the teller. So he had a driver's license that probably didn't even match him. And he was using this card to get money out of the bank. But what I find really interesting, this is when we exited US Bank. I had a lot of Latins here that were sitting outside the back of the bank. They weren't parked right. As you can see, they're hanging out here. Now, I don't know what US Bank policy is, but this was kind of really funky. And there was a guy in front of us even. He was even asking about some of the stuff. I don't know. It was kind of strange. But I was just thinking, see how the cars are facing forward towards us? That's the way you're supposed to be parked there. But a lot of stuff going on. Well, man, wouldn't it be nice somebody to hand you a debit card or a credit card with, well, it wouldn't be a credit card, it'd be a debit card with, say, $20,000 on it. You could just go do whatever you wanted with that 20. How long could you make it last? Yeah, man, you could go on a real good vacation, couldn't you guys? But I just found this really interesting. Now, hold on, I got a couple more things to show you. It looked like a wreck down here, or something happened down here, or somebody shot out a tire down here on my street. But also, when I came back by Gordman's, man, there were some of those vendors. They got the hoopty cars up there and everything else here. We want to show that real quick here. And up here in Independence, Missouri. So if you're going to party, go on up to the Gordman's parking lot where they deal the dope and they got prostitutes and everything else in that vacant lot. You can have a lot of fun here in Independence here today. So hold on, we're going to show that. Okay, guys. You can't make this stuff up. Now, this is a vacant lot that's for sale that the building should have been tore down many years ago. Mold and stuff down that cinema. These buildings need to be condemned and knocked down with the wrecking ball. But we got food vendors over here selling tacos and stuff. And then we got a whole bunch of look like Hondas and Acuras over here. Those ones that race around and stuff. Want to show all that. Well, isn't that something? Yeah, man. I don't know. That's kind of strange, ain't it? I wonder how that would work. You know, the street vendors have permits that they can go anywhere and drive anywhere, but you know, on a vacant parking lot, and in this is not a good area through here anymore. This is a very bad, problematic area through here. Let's see if I can start to go a little bit. Maybe we can see a little bit better view of it. Yeah, I think we can see a little bit better. Like I say, there's the vendors right over there. And then there's all those little race cars where you probably get to go up there and see them doing those donuts in the parking lot here. Or, well, I wonder who sanctioned that for Independence here. What do you think, guys? I don't know. I thought Kansas City was cracking down on that stuff, but probably not. And see, there's that good old Gordman sign here in Independence. We want to make sure we show that. And then let's just get on to the little blowout or shootout down here on East 47th Street South in Independence on 47th Street. Hold on. All right, guys. Now, looking at this looked to me at first, it looked like, well, first when it pulled up, I thought, well, maybe the car just broke down or something. But, of course, it doesn't have no license plate on it. Surely not, because, yeah, you can live here in Kansas City and Independence, Missouri, and drive a car without no license plates or no car insurance. Nothing's done about that. So just come on into Kansas City and Independence here. You can just drive around and have all the fun you want. But, let's see if I can get this a little bit closer. But when you look to the other side, I don't know if I caught it or not. The tire's blown out. And let's see. Well, there we go. Well, you can see that right there. The tire's blown out. Man. Remember, Independence is also notorious, or in Kansas City here, for some of these people try to run these cars into one another and then collect off the insurance and stuff. But I could brighten this up a little bit so we could see this a little bit better too. I can see if I can do this. I don't know how to what this do. Yeah, okay, maybe go back a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Anyway, that tire blown out there. I can't figure out how you blew the tire out. The other car didn't like it had any contact at all. How could you blow a tire out hitting the curb? I guess you could if you was going really fast. But this didn't have no license plate on it. Oh, yeah, it did. It had one of those car dealer advertisements on the back of it. Cool, right, guys? All right. So if you're looking for some of those cheap eats here in Independence, Missouri, just head up to 40 Highway where the Gordman's is, and I'm sure you can get it, guys. Anyway, keep your eyes open and stay safe out there.